Kai, it's over. A 2-2 draw with the Seattle Sounders. Dynamos should have, could have, maybe would have won if they would have done a few things a little bit different. What are your thoughts, man?
Well, we'll get more depth on Dynamo Dynamics, but the game day experience is great. I really recommend coming out to Shell and going to a game. The seats, there's no bad seats in the stadium. You get a good view. It's really exciting. I think we had 4 shots on goal. They had 5, but a lot of opportunities were created. It was a good time.
It was definitely a good time. A tale of 2 halves. Dynamo came out blazing in the first half. Sounders did the exact same thing in the second, and unfortunately we were walking away without a win, but fortunately we are walking away with a point.
Yeah.
So like Kai said, we'll see you on Dynamo Dynamics and we'll talk more in depth about this game, but fantastic game day experience. Awesome time. Love being here in person. We have to do this all the time, Kai.
Yeah, we need to come back next week.
All right, signing off.
Kai, I don't know about you, but my eyes are bleeding from so much football. I don't know if this is healthy.
It's just getting started, too.
Is it?
I mean, the Copa America just started. Like, we got another month of that and really another 3 weeks of
The Euros.
the Euros.
And
so.
MLS. And
Well, MLS is another couple of months, so.
I don't know if we're going to make it, but we're going to try. We're here for you. We're here for you. So in the Copa, the U.S. team came out with a good start. Your team, Germany, won their group in the Euros. We'll get into all of that, I guess, at a later date. But lots of great tournaments going on. But we're here to talk about the Houston Dynamo. 2 matches to discuss. We were fortunate to attend the match on June 19th at Shell Energy Stadium. It was a celebration of Juneteenth. So a lot of hoopla going on around the stadium, marching fans out front, people coming in, all of that good stuff. And we really, really saw a pretty exciting game, huh?
Yeah. It was a really good, the weather was not great, but it was still.
Understatement.
The weather was horrible.
Understatement.
But with that being said, the game was still very good. I mean, we played a guard. The goal that we were sitting next to was a magnet. We got the exciting end of the pitch for sure. I mean, every goal scored was on our end.
Indeed.
So
Indeed.
that's always cool to see. But the Dynamo didn't come away with the victory, even though we were up.
Yeah, it was a tale of 2 halves. Like we said at the game, the first half, the Dynamo came out storming. 2 goals in 9 minutes at 30 and 39 by Latif Blessing, who was just on a
He's on fire.
crazy form. But he started this match. So Carrasquilla is off at the Copa America with Panama. So Blessing comes into the lineup, and he just keeps scoring goals. The first one was a little scruffy off the belly, but it went into the back of the net, right?
Yeah, and I mean, he was in the right spot at the right time, and that's what we were saying at the game. Is like he's just a guy who he knows where to be at all times,
Indeed.
and he kind of just sneaks around. He's not very big. I mean, he just gets to the right spot, and like that ball just got to him.
He's not big, but he scores big goals. And
Yeah.
he's been doing match after match after match now. And then he shows up again 9 minutes later, and this was off the assist from Aliou, and that was, I think maybe the assist was better than the goal. I don't know if it was
I think
really
so.
nice.
That was it was really nice. And was that the one that you got on?
I did. We actually have video for this one, so we'll
Cool.
definitely include that in the highlights. But a great strike as well. So Blessing sitting on a brace at that point in time, sitting on a hat trick actually. So.
Yeah.
We were hoping for it, and they were going for it, but then the second half happened.
Yeah, second half, Seattle came out, and I mean, we kind of jinxed it a little bit. We said a 2-goal lead is it's a dangerous one. I mean, you have the false hope of you have a big lead, but really all it takes is one, and that's really what happened. I mean, they scored pretty quick.
They did. 2 goals in 9 minutes for them, or 2 goals in 6 minutes for them.
Yeah, it was like the 57th and the
63rd, I believe.
It was
58 and 64th.
really quick, but I mean, same thing. I mean, they just kind of came out the second half like we came out in the first half, and it was a little bit of change. We should have had a goal. Oh,
We should have had a number. I think we should have had more goals in the first half because of the potency of the attack. And then, I think we said it at the game as well. It's like shoulda, woulda, coulda. We could have won this game. Should have won this game.
There was just one goal that I remember. I mean, it wasn't a goal, but it was a goal-scoring opportunity with Kowalczyk. And it was brutal watching that. I mean, as a fan, you're just like,
How did
I feel
you
like
miss that?
anyone could.
How did you miss that?
He just had so much goal open and just passed it right to the keeper. And it's just like, it breaks your heart. It really breaks your heart.
That was frustrating. But
Secured
we
the
did
point.
Get the point. We did get the point. So overall, a great game day experience, a fun game to attend. If you were a neutral at that match, it was a perfect game, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. From a stats perspective, I think, probably should have won. But, forget the stats on this one. It doesn't even matter at this point in time. So the Dynamo then came to the weekend and played away at DC United. Christian Benteke, former Premier League superstar, being a superstar in the MLS now as well. Interesting game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Benteke was all over the pitch. I mean, really, he definitely passes the eye test for a player, and I'm honestly kind of surprised that he's not even brought up to the Belgian national team.
That actually is kind of a surprise.
Because their teams really, they don't. I guess he's more of a winger. I guess he played more as a winger for them, but he looks good. He doesn't look offbeat. So
he looked great actually, and he earned the penalty in the first half, and I can't remember the minute. Sorry. But he did earn the penalty and
put it away.
Took it and put it away, and they went into the half with a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, we came out kind of flat-footed that first half. It kind of seemed there just wasn't really much working. I mean, but that happens in football. So you got to come out the second half, change of plan, and that's kind of what it looked like.
Yeah, the change of plan. Sebastian Ferreira, right? I think we had Blessing flirting with a hat trick in the previous match. And Ferreira.
He got one.
He achieved it in this match.
I mean, he got the penalty, put it away,
Yes.
and then he scored pretty quickly on the second one too. And
he did. And the third was a really spectacular shot. So he came out and gave a lot of energy all over the place. Actually, I wasn't expecting him to be the guy.
He looked really composed though. I think the assist on that third one, I think it was the third, where it was like a low cross just to his feet. He looked really composed there. I feel like a lot of players there.
It was like almost just casually.
Yeah, he didn't do too much. He just put it where it
tapped
needs
it
to
in.
go, yeah. And I was really surprised because a lot of times we watch these MLS players or any player at any stage, and it seems like the moment gets a little too bright for them. I mean, I watched De Bruyne.
Well, you were just talking Kowalczyk in the last game. It's like the wide open, basically gaping goal and missed.
And he just passed it in.
Yeah.
Nothing fancy, just did his job, and it's great. And I mean, like I said, I watched Belgium play this past weekend, and De Bruyne had a few where it just seemed like the moment was a little bit too much for him, and he was just in his head, and he looked so composed. And on a hat trick too is the crazy part. Because usually you get eager to score and you try to do too much, but he did great.
He did. But before that hat trick, Benteke, who probably would have been man of the match otherwise, he earned a red card. He earned a penalty, then he earned a red card for one clattering over the defender, but then dissent with the referee. So I guess that just doesn't fly, right?
Definitely not. You don't really want to get in an argument with the ref. I mean, they're pretty quick to send you off.
Yes.
So
well, they sent him off.
yeah.
And it was over from that point, folks. The Dynamo won the match before the red card, but after that, it was not in doubt at all. And then they decided to add a second red card in the 90-something minutes.
I think 94th, and that one was just kind of uncalled for. I think that was just
Frustration.
Yeah, frustration, and the Dynamo scored after that. And I'm kind of glad we did to kind of
seal the deal.
really punish them, really, because the foul just wasn't even like.
It wasn't necessary.
Yeah,
it was not.
And it was hard foul too. Yeah. So it's like score another one, add insult to injury. Let's call it a day. Pack up, strictly business, move on.
And that's what they did. So it was a good win. 4-1 being the final score. Moving the Dynamo, keeping the Dynamo basically at seventh place in the table. We're still in that final playoff spot. But, Kai, the upcoming schedule, my God. Would you say this is the most difficult stretch of the season?
Yeah, I know we've said about the past 3 weeks that these next 4 games are the most crucial, which they were, but I think this is the most difficult. I mean, we're playing the 4 seed from the East, then the
Charlotte.
1 seed from the West.
And the 2 seed from the West.
Then the 2 seed from the West, and then the 5 seed. The 5 seed, I think, they're only 2 points ahead of us, but that 1, 4, and 2 are about 7 to 10 points ahead of us between those 3. So those teams are good.
So we can look at this as a massive opportunity to move up the table. This is with the Eastern Charlotte from the Eastern Conference sitting in 4th. Not as consequential, but Real Salt Lake coming in, sitting, as you said, in 2nd. LAFC after that, sitting in 1st, and then Minnesota in 5th. Just a crucial stretch.
I mean, the good news is that Ferreira looks like he can be our guy. He can, with Carrasquilla and Copa America. I mean, if he plays like he did this past game,
Yeah,
we have something.
Coco may have a problem getting back in.
Yeah, maybe.
Just saying. But what are your thoughts? We have Charlotte up first. What's your prediction there?
I think Charlotte, we're going to come away with a 1-1 draw. I think it's going to be a defensive game. I think we're not familiar with the Eastern Conference teams as much. We don't get to see them play as much. But I think if we come away with a 1-1 draw, secure some points, I think that's a win in our book.
It's going to be a tough match. I mean, they're a tough squad, but I think I'm going with 2-1 again. Because we seem to just be scoring in 2s or multiples of 2s. So I'm going with it.
Yeah.
So 2-1 against Charlotte, and we'll see how our predictions hold up. But again, a very crucial stretch. We can really make up some ground in the Western Conference and solidify our playoff positioning. And let's hey, maybe we should get all 4 of these wins. What do you think?
That'd be awesome. I mean, we really need to do something because our 5 through 10 in the West is pretty interchangeable, I think. And Minnesota's sitting at 29 points. We're at 27.
Correct.
7 through 9 is 27, or 6 through 9, something like that.
5 through 10 right now are 25 points to
29.
to 29.
So
it's just a cluster. Everyone's clustered together at the top or in the middle of that playoff race. So we'll see how it goes. But we have a good opportunity to do something. And do you want to talk Germany?
Yeah, I mean we can. I mean we won our group, so we're looking good. We're playing we'll play this Saturday at 2 p.m. and I'll be watching us win.
As if there was any doubt.
But yeah, we look good. I mean, we just came off a 1-1 draw against Switzerland, but Switzerland actually looks like a
very solid.
Yeah.
Very, very solid.
So I mean, it's exciting. There's a lot of games coming up that are going to be really intense in the Euros. So I'm excited. I'm just excited as a football fan.
Yeah, agreed. Well, my prediction was the English team to win it all. I don't know. I may have to shift that. No, I'll stick with it. I think they're going to do it. Still, they've got to find their form. They'll get there.
They're getting knocked out in the 16.
Yeah. Words of non-wisdom from Guy, but that's all right. That's all right. All right. So thank you guys for joining us. Don't forget.
Follow us on our social medias, like, comment, let us know what you think about the games, predictions, anything. Any football, we watch it basically, so let us know.
All the time. Definitely get with us on socials, and thank you for joining. We'll see you again next week.